Joining me now is Democratic Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey. Senator Kim, thank you so much for being here. The shutdown is dragging on. Constituents are going to get angry about these airport security lines. Is this going to force Congress, Democrats in particular, your party, to change their approach?
Well, I know Kristi Noem wants to change the subject, and that's in part because she was, humiliated with her leadership in Minnesota, removed by the White House, and now she's trying to find other things to be able to make us think about. Look, right now, the American people are furious still about ICE, furious about what happened in Minnesota, and it's not just there. You know, I was just back in New Jersey. ICE is trying to open up a warehouse detention facility that is 8 times larger than a football field. This is something that's in a Republican town that voted for Trump, and they called me, brought me in, and said, save our town, help us save our town. They don't want this there. They are furious at the Trump administration. Nobody.
So it sounds like no, Democrats won't change their approach.
Well, because we need to be responsive to what the American people are concerned about. And right now, the Trump administration is hoping that the American people are going to move on from what happened in Minnesota, not worry about that anymore. And they need to hear loud and clear that that is not happening, that the American people are still furious about the killing of American citizens in our streets.
We've seen how shutdowns drag out in the past. Oftentimes, it's the travel nightmares that leads to change in Congress. Is that going to happen this time?
Well, look,
you're going to get a lot of people called burning up your lines saying, Senator Kim, I waited 2 hours, I missed my flight.
Well, what I'll tell you is they are, certainly going to be affected by this one way or another, because this is what this administration is trying to push on. We saw the news that Kristi Noem's also making changes at FEMA and trying to make it such that that's going to be more difficult when the disaster relief fund is still there with billions of dollars. FEMA should be able to do the work as needed. And this is something where Kristi Noem, if we remember, she actually said she wants to eliminate FEMA. She wants to abolish FEMA. And now she's pretending like she's been its biggest champion. So this administration is trying to weaponize our government, trying to make things intentionally more difficult for the American people as political leverage. And the American people see that.
And you think this is going to drag on for some time?
Well, it's only going to drag on if the White House continues to hold back on engaging in negotiations. That was the whole purpose of this, was to have negotiations, serious negotiations, and that is what the American people want to see. They want to see real change when it comes to ICE on the streets. They don't want these roving patrols. They don't want to have to carry their passports around for fear of getting stopped.
Yeah, we know there have been some counter offers and offers on both sides between the White House and leadership. Doesn't seem like they're anywhere close to a deal.